Alright guys, how's everybody doing today? My name is Rich Mejias from Leverage Training Center, and today we're doing something a little different. We're not working out today. We're talking about an issue that a lot of people have in their programming, and that's nutrition. With me today is Glen Tobias, owner of E3 Weight Management Systems, also a personal friend of mine. I've worked with Glen for over 10 years at different facilities with different clients. He's gotten great results with my clients, and that's why I keep coming back to him. Currently, right now, Leverage holds the E3 supplements, and we're looking in the future to do more with nutrition with all of our clients, not just one or two. So I'm going to let Glen introduce himself, because obviously he's a lot better doing that than I am. Glen, take it over.
Thanks. I am a registered dietitian. I have my master's in clinical nutrition, and I was one of the first board certified specialists in sports dietetics in the country. There are about 400 of them right now in the country. And I've been specializing in athletes and getting them the results that they're looking for in terms of weight gain, but muscle gain and fat loss. So that's really what I've been specializing in recently.
This is one question that all clients ask me when they purchase the protein and the vitamins and everything like that. What does E3 stand for?
E3 just means eating, exercise, and education. So technically, you and I are on the same team. I'm the eating component, you are the exercise, and together we educate the client toward getting them the best results possible.
That's great. I mean, the one thing that I'll always preach to my clients is, working out plays such a small role in getting the results that all the clients are doing. You have 1 hour to have a great workout, and you have 23 other hours to mess that work up. So nutrition does play a great role, and Glen helps us out with the majority of our clients and helps them take their game to the next level.
The body is just a machine, and you must fuel it properly to get the maximum out of it. And I know with your clients, you need to get the most out of them. So
yeah, absolutely.
That's where the nutrition plays a really big part.
Definitely. One thing, just so the listeners can follow, what if a client signs up with you? What does a client get? What can a client expect to get from E3 Weight Management?
Well, I deal with athletes in a different way than with weight management people. But an athlete, first you have to find out what the athlete wants to eat, what they are comfortable eating, and then I put it in a meal plan that's going to be best suited for them. So there's a couple different things to take into account. Percent protein, fat, and carb, because everybody's got an opinion on that. Either carbs are bad or fat's bad. There's nothing bad. There's only good and better.
Right,
so
right.
We got to take into account percentages, because think of your stomach like a furnace. I always loved this analogy. Years ago I heard it. Carbohydrates burn like paper in a fire, very quickly. Protein burn like sticks in a fire, a little slower. And fats burn like logs, even slower. So you really want to make sure that you're getting paper, sticks, and logs to make the fire burn right. Protein, fat, and carb for optimal nutrition. Also, we're going to deal with is timing, because if you wing it, you're in a lot of trouble. You really have to plan it out. And eating by the clock is critical. Don't eat when you're hungry, because that means it's too late. It's kind of like drinking when you're thirsty. You're already dehydrated. Same thing holds into account. I just really think it's important to eat the foods that you like, because no one likes to be told what to do. You know that, Rich, right?
Absolutely.
So if I tell you to eat certain things, you'll do it for a little while, but you'll never stick to it. And that's where people always ask, well, what should I have? What what should I eat for breakfast? And I always tell them sardines, and they always say, that's gross. So don't ask me. Don't ask me what you should eat. Let's find out what you're looking to do, and then I can adjust it to make it conducive to you. Now, everybody understands that if you eat too much, you get fat. I think everybody pretty much feels comfortable with that premise. But as an athlete, if you undereat, your body cannot maintain its lean body mass, the musculature, so the muscle will go away. So you lose weight, but you get fatter by percentage, because the fat is going to still stay there. So as an athlete, to undereat is worse than overeat. So we have to find the sweet spot with calories. That's what I do. I customize it and eat them weekly. I have them journal. I know that is old school. There's a lot of things online that people like to take pictures or write down, put in the computer. I like the old school. I really do. I think it works really well.
It always works. Keep it simple.
I think so.
I know this is probably going to be a trick question, but for our listeners or viewers and me, what's the difference between you designing a program for a high school varsity baseball player athlete and mom and dad?
Well, I mean, the beginning is really the same, because you have to figure out what they both want to eat and then adjust it. It is a progression. For somebody who's just looking to lose 10 or 15 pounds, we have usually more time. I And an athlete will have a season, and they have to be ready for that season, so it's usually more of a rushed or a concentrated type program. And you find more athletes will do what's necessary, because as you know, when you work with them in the gym, they do whatever you need them to do. So they're a little bit more aggressive with their going after it.
And what are some potholes? Like at Leverage, we have a lot of athletes, and I would say the majority of them are looking to increase some lean muscle.
Sure.
What are the potholes in, again, a high school varsity athlete who's trying to put on some lean muscle for his season, 5, 6, 7 months from now? What are some potholes that they may run into?
Well, I think one of the big ones would be protein intake, because everybody thinks that you got to take in a lot of whey protein, and they don't realize that carbohydrates are critical also. So without the carbohydrate, after a workout, the protein's going to be all broken down by the body anyway, so it's going to be pointless. You can't just consume protein thinking you're going to get more muscle. So that's one of the biggest potholes I find with younger athletes, as well as they want to try every supplement on the market. Supplements are just that. They supplement what you're doing. So if you're not doing anything and you take a supplement, it's not going to be effective. They are not primaries. So I think a lot of companies will tout, take this product and gain this, take this product and lose that. It's really what you're doing, and this may help you get further. But being high school and that, other than a multivitamin, maybe a whey protein, probably all they really need.
We touched on this a little bit in one of the previous questions, water intake.
Yes.
It's always a big thing.
Yes.
I see my clients now coming in, it's summertime, it's 90 degrees, and they come in with these little waters that have 3 ounces in them.
Nice.
What's the approximate amount of water that, again, we're going to stick with athletes because a lot of our clientele at Leverage are athletes, an athlete should be taking in?
Well, you have to figure it's all based by gender, height, weight, sport, time of year of the sport, like if you're going to be outside or inside, there's a lot that goes into it. But for a bigger senior in high school or what have you, or college, a gallon of water a day is probably a good idea when you're outside working hard. Again, E3 is more of a progressive type program, so I find out how much you're drinking now, and I increase by 1 bottle and see how you do. You can't go right to ideal or what would be quote-unquote perfect. You just have to go a little bit better today than you did yesterday. So if you drink 2 bottles of water, that's fine. Let's go to 3, and then get you comfortable with 3, and then go to 4, and then just keep going. So you have to just keep working at it.
Now, when I talk to a lot of people regarding nutrition, and again, I'm not anywhere close to where you're at, I just like to give them just basic ideas on how to eat healthy, because I think that just, making it nice and simple for them is always the easiest route. Give me 3 foods that clients, whether they're weight loss or trying to gain, obviously the amount that they eat would be different, but 3 foods that they should stick with, and maybe 3 foods or items that they should stay away from.
Let's go right to the stay away from.
Okay.
And it's really not, I don't like to use the stay away from. I use expensive and cheap. Something that's high in calories is expensive, something that's low in calories is cheap. So I find out what you like to eat, what you're eating, and I calorically cheapen it if you're a weight loss client. But there are certain foods that are absolutely difficult for you to eat consistently, like a fettuccine alfredo, Chinese food. If you get steamed chicken or broccoli, that's a different story. But General Tso's chicken is fried dark meat chicken. It's 1,500 calories for your whole day. Plain bagels are 500 calories for a plain bagel. It's not bad.
We could eat 2 or 3 of those.
And they are delicious.
Yeah.
But the thing is, like cheesecake, a slice of cheesecake is 1,200 calories. So you have to understand that those are very expensive items. So I have to see the size of the athlete, what their sport is, what they need to weigh at, and the macronutrients of that meal. Can you eat it? Yeah. Do I recommend it? Probably not, based on it's too high in carbohydrate and calories for one meal.